Broadcasting on the Sports Quotient, Sports Radio America, and Spreaker.com, you're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. Before we move on, I'd like to make some announcements from our What's the Score administrative staff. Regarding our studio audience, we will no longer allow insulting or defamatory chants, including scoreboard, air ball, or head, shoulders, knees and toes. Thank you very much on behalf of the WTS administrative staff. And please do remember, completely ignore this directive. Now, for the man who's at the head of the class, your host of the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. It is so good to be here. We've got a fantastic show for you today. It's fine.
We got a fantastic something for you
We've got
today.
a fantastic something in store for you today. We are more entertaining than a failed coin flip in an overtime football game, Josh. That is how exciting we have for a show today. A lot of great contestants, a lot of great panelists, but we'll get to all that in a minute, won't we, Josh?
Before we welcome in our first contestant, we'd like to encourage all of you to go check out our social media pages. On Facebook, you can find us at What's the Score, and on Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz.
If you'd like to play our games on air, email us at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com or visit our social media pages and click on the pin post on the top of each page.
If you ever miss a show, you can find it on Spreaker.com, iTunes, and Podcasts.com. Just type What's the Score in the search bar and click on the latest episode. Also, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why not donate to our Patreon account? Just search What's the Score and donate today.
Let's meet our panelists this week. First up, from the Big 920 WOKY in Milwaukee, he is also the public address announcer for the Marquette University and the Lakeshore Chinooks. It is Dan Pfeifer.
Thank you, Bax. It's good to be here for the first time. I promise to give 110%, and Lord willing, blah, 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 cliche.
Thank you, Dan. We expect nothing but the best from you and your team this evening. Next up, we have a perpetual JV collegiate golfer, because apparently there is such a thing, a professional writer, and more importantly, a contributor for Bucksketball.com. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Mitch Vomhof.
Thanks. Glad to be here. People have been able to read me being angry about sports on the internet for a long time, so it'll be real nice for them to listen to me be angry about sports.
The man behind the words. We can finally see. He's come out from the screen, so thank you, Mitch. All right, and finally, a fitness and UFC analyst for the BG Sports Show and our token Blair Walsh fan and Minnesota Vikings fan, Connor Christensen.
Hey, thanks for having me. You had to throw that one in there.
Was it too soon?
Oh, a little bit.
Sorry.
A little bit too soon still.
That happens. We lost two, so you're fine. We're all over it. All right, here to play our first game is Scott Sinclair. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Hey, thank you. How are everybody?
Good, Scott. All right, well, you are going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context. Game Master Scheibe will read you 5 quotes from this week's news, and you will have to tell us the context of each quote. Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you do get stuck on a question, though, you are allowed to ask one panelist for help. But remember, it is only one question, so choose wisely, sir. Are you ready to play?
I am ready.
All right, here is your first clue.
You know you should not believe everything you read on the internet.
That was one of the many texts sent between Olivia Munn and her mother this week, telling her that what rumor was, fortunately or unfortunately, false.
That she was engaged to Aaron Rodgers?
That is correct, sir. Leave it to Olivia Munn and her Asian mother to clarify that the hearts of many women there's still a chance. If you maybe want to steal Olivia Munn away from Aaron Rodgers, you might be able to do it. All right, here is your next question, sir.
He said we can watch a movie, see how well we gel, and he said he would sleep over after that.
That was a high school recruit telling Scout.com that what college coach would be coming over for a slumber party this week?
Is it Jim Harbaugh?
That is correct, sir. Well done. When it comes to sleepovers and finding loopholes in the college football world for the recruiting system, leave it to Jim Harbaugh out of anybody else to go to a sleepover with a collegiate athlete. Well, it's not a soon-to-be collegiate athlete. He's already committed to Penn State, and the neighbors also welcomed him in with Michigan State signs as well. So it was a little interesting, but we'll see how the trip pans out.
The way they made that sound, I don't know if I'd want him coming over, but that's another story.
I was like, are we reading a Tinder screenshot, or are we actually talking about, is this Netflix and chill with Coach Harbaugh, or what's going on? All right, Scott, here is your next quote, sir.
I think I will live.
That was what NFL coach who showed up to a press conference this week with a black eye?
Bill Belichick.
That is correct, sir. Leave it to Bill Belichick to show up to a press conference with something to give the press to talk about, but also leave it to be Bill Belichick, who will not tell us how he got it or where it came from.
In fairness, that was the longest quote that he gave in that press conference.
I was going to say, I feel like Bill Belichick quotes are about a word or two if you're lucky, so it's kind of funny to see that it went as long as it did. All right, Scott, here is your next question.
It is incredible that it is my 5th award.
That was Lionel Messi, after it was announced that he had won his how many awards this year, being how many overall, and the name of that award.
I need panelist help on this one.
Panelist help. Would you like to ask Connor, Mitch, or Dan?
I will ask Connor.
Oh, I was afraid of that. I am sorry, my friend. I am not a soccer follower, so I am not going to be much help on this one. I'm sorry.
So no one is your panelist you chose, Scott, is not able to help you. You're welcome to take a shot at it. It's a very international, prestigious soccer award, but that's about as much as we can tell you.
Okay, it was the FIFA Male Player of the Year?
Do we want to give it to him? It's the word. It's yes, but it's the not, but it is. So let's just give it to him. So yeah, the official term for it is the Ballon d'Or, but yes, it is the FIFA Best Male Player of the Year, I guess. So he's got 5 total already, and Cristiano Ronaldo can only stand there and sulk at him and only wish he was as great as he was. So, all right, here is your last quote, sir. And to do this, we're going to ask a little bit of help from our studio audience. Are you ready, Scott?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is one of the many chants, Scott, that has been banned from high schools across what state?
Florida?
Florida, you touched my heart because that's, my second home. But no, unfortunately, that is incorrect. We were looking for Wisconsin. The WIAA has decided to become a little bit softer than it already was and say that they are now banning certain chants from their collegiate events to make it a little bit fairer. We, as you heard in the beginning of the show, Master Scheibe, we are not abiding by these rules, or maybe we are, depending on if we're paid enough. But we're about just as corrupt as FIFA, honestly, when it comes down to the end of the day. All right, Game Master Scheibe, did Scott do well enough to win on our quiz?
He did. He got 4 out of 5 correct. That means he's a winner.
Congratulations, Scott. Thank you so much for playing, sir.
When we come back, our panelists will get their first crack at questions from this week's news. Stick around. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz on Spreaker.com, The Sports Quotient, and Sports Radio America.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Want to take a moment to thank one of the sponsors of WTS. That would be Sports Radio America. You can go and check out all the latest content in the sports world if you love great radio programming, especially when it comes to the sports world. Come check out What's the Score on their network, along with 2 Up Front, Pros in the Paint, Major League Diamond, the College Credit Hour, Pros in the Paint, and oh, so much more. Sports Radio America, the official host of What's the Score, and the ABA on SRA Game of the Week. Check it out now, sportsradioamerica.com.
Hello all, I'm Josh Scheibe, your Game Master here at What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Thanks for listening in. I may not know much about sports, but what I do know about are our social media pages. Check us out on Facebook at What's the Score, or Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz. Thanks very much for listening, and now let's head back to the action. everyone. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Dan Pfeifer, Mitch Vomhof, and Connor Christensen. And here again is your host of the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. We want to remind all of you to go and check out our show on Spreaker.com, iTunes, and Podcast.com as well. It is now time to test our panelists on their knowledge of this week's sporting news. Connor, sir, we will start with you.
Oh, goody.
It is a football question.
Oh, good.
The Los
Hi.
Angeles Rams announced their new logo this week, but what was different about it than their old one when they were St. Louis?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Can't think of it?
Can't think of it.
You want to maybe ask? You can ask for a hint. I'm happy to give you a hint if you'd like a
Then
hint.
go, by all means, give me a hint.
It's not very different.
That's not a hint.
Sure it is.
How is that a hint? That's not a hint.
Sure
it has
it is.
Los Angeles on it.
It sounds like an answer.
So what is your answer then?
That it has Los Angeles on it.
That is correct, yes.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Literally the only thing that is different is that they
Wow.
copy and pasted Los Angeles over the top of St. Louis and said, look at our new logo. They kept the same colors, the same everything.
Yeah, I knew that all along.
Did
I was
you?
Yep, building suspense. That's all I was doing.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thank
Game
you.
Master Scheibe,
Thank
let's
you,
move
Game
on
Master.
here. I need a drink.
All right, Dan. The St. Louis Cardinals signed a new pitcher this week, and he comes with a great nickname. What is it?
Ooh. Okay, he is a Japanese pitcher.
You're halfway there.
His last name is O,
You're 2/3 of the way there, I guess, yes.
but the nickname... I might need a small hint because it will come to me. This is literally wait, don't tell me. Not that show is anything that we have anything to do with.
That's well done, yes. The best hint that I can give you is countdown, da-da-da-da. Or it also kind of sounds like if you were playing maybe a Mario game or something, this would be a person that you would have to deal with at the end.
Thank you very much. That hint was just enough. He is the final boss.
That is correct, sir. Well done. I wasn't exactly sure which way I wanted to go with the hint, and as soon as I said the first one, I'm like, I should have done the second one. But we got there. We got there. It's plenty of time. All right. Yes, Mitch.
His weak points glow red. That's how you know.
Now we know. I mean, he's a Cardinal, so he's going to just be a bad
You have
pitcher.
to punch the bandage on his stomach.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's a
exactly.
lot
He
of timing.
opens up for 3 seconds, shoot fast, and then close again. All right, Mitch. Question
Yes.
for you, sir. The Alabama coach Lane Kiffin was ready to leave the stadium after his team won the national championship on Monday night when he realized that what had happened.
He realized that the bus had left without him,
That is correct.
which is usually a bad thing.
Usually, yeah, it was. The media had a bit of a field day with it after apparently winning 5 national championships. Nick Saban can do what he wanted. He was ready to leave.
The interesting thing was people at USC said, why didn't we think of this when he was coaching with us?
Absolutely, yeah. I know. The party was ready to go. Alabama was like, "Woo, we won!" And then there's literally a picture of Lane Kiffin walking out of the stadium, and there's nothing around. It's like, oh. So either way, though, he's still a coach. They didn't fire him or anything. It wasn't one of those backhanded, you're fired kind of things.
The fan that looks exactly like Lane Kiffin was pretty excited to get on that bus, though.
I'm sure he was. Absolutely.
All right, everyone, we're heading to a break, but when we come back, it's time for a new game called Hotline Tweet. You're listening to What's the Score on Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Do you enjoy sports trivia just about as much as I do? Well, if you do, go and check out thesportsquotient.com, one of the many places that you can listen to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Not only do they have a killer podcast section, but they have some of the best sports quizzes on the internet that I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of things, especially in the sports world. Go and check it out today and see just how you stack up against the rest of the sports world. That is thesportsquotient.com. Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your Game Master Josh Scheibe.
If you think you are smart enough, or smarter than a 5th grader, and want to play our games on air, you can either come by the studio or you can call us, but there's a few different ways you can get a hold of us.
If you'd like to email us, you can do so at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com.
Or for you social media savants, head over to Facebook, What's the Score, the sports news quiz, or Twitter, WTS Sports Quiz. Now back to the action with myself and Josh Scheibe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Connor Christensen, Dan Pfeifer, and Mitch Vomhof. And here again is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you would like to play our games on air, shoot us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com, or you can find the links for our contestant forum on our Facebook and Twitter pages. We guarantee to be more reliable with our responses than a Green Bay Packers running game in a crucial playoff game.
Playing our next game, called Hotline Tweet, is Stephen Burnow. Welcome to the show, Stephen.
Thank you.
All right, Steven. As you may or may not know, the NBA All-Star Game is just around the corner, and folks are already starting to talk about the celebrity game that's going to be taking place, which features Kevin Hart and Drake as the head coaches. So, in the spirit of the game, we thought we would quiz you on some of Drake and Kevin Hart's hotline tweets. Game Master Scheibe and I will read you 5 tweets, and you must tell us if it was either Drake or Kevin Hart that tweeted it. Get at least 3 out of the 5 questions correct. I know, I'm sorry. And you will win one of our prizes, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you do get stuck, you can ask one panelist for help, sir. Are you ready to play?
I am.
All right. Good luck. Here is your first question.
The Calm After the Storm. Amazing show tonight in Amsterdam. My international tour date sold out damn near.
I'm going to have to go with Drake on that one.
That is incorrect, sir. That was Mr. Kevin Hart on that first one. Here is your second question. Remember, it's either Kevin Hart or Drake. Here we go. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful queens and to the single moms. Where would we be without your love?
Oh, definitely go with Drake on that one.
That is correct, sir. Well done. Here is your next question.
I never tweet what I'm doing because it'd just be like, yo, who else is up eating granola and watching Aubrey Plaza interview snippets?
That's Kevin Hart.
That is not correct. I'm sorry. Here is your next question. I just saw a guy who had sneakers tied up so damn tight that it made his socks look like they gave up. What the heck is up with that, man?
I'm going to guess Kevin Hart again.
That is correct. I was maybe a little too realistic with that one. All right, here is your last question, sir.
That moment when you're by yourself and you slip and fall getting out of the shower on the marble floor and you immediately understand, life alert.
I'm once again going to guess Kevin Hart.
That is correct. Well done, sir. Hey, yo, Game Master Scheibe to Divey. How did Stephen do on our quiz?
Stephen got 3 right. That means that he's a winner.
Well done, Stephen.
Now, I don't feel like a winner considering what you did. Scheibe to dive.
Scheibe to dive.
Whatever.
Yes, that's what we're going to go with and until we figure out something better. All right, well, before we go to a break, though, panel, we're going to hang around here for a minute. We got some questions for you guys, all right? Mitch, an editor at the Charlotte Observer, shared a concerned letter to the editor this week pleading that the Panthers players do not do what during the national anthem?
Probably don't want to be dabbing all
That
that
is
much
correct.
during the national anthem.
Well done, sir. Yes.
Did you see the series of Legends of the Editor?
I have not. I didn't see the full thing. I just saw that one specific
people
letter.
Think Cam Newton is a very bad role model for all of their children.
That's what I say. There was a mother, a concerned mother, that sent a letter a few weeks ago saying that he is, a bit of a thug with him, doing all his charity work and giving the balls to the children after he scores a I mean, honestly, he's mothers in the audience, why would you ever want your children looking up to somebody like that?
He's depriving the NFL of so many footballs.
He really is. I mean, Johnny Manziel is clearly a better role model.
I think if Cam Newton was is a typical thug, then the world would be a much better place, to be honest.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I think they should make do and really give in to the wishes of the fans and go out and sign Michael Vick instead.
I really feel like overall,
Absolutely.
I think that would work just much better for the organization.
All right, Connor, you're up next. Aside from winning his last UFC fight in record fashion, what other accolade could Conor McGregor be presented with in the near future?
Ooh. I don't know. I'm going to go with acting. Is he being given a role in a movie?
Do you want? No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. The correct answer is that there's actually a petition going around Ireland to put him on the Irish euro coin.
Really?
And the funny part about it is that Parliament is actually considering doing it. that is the crazy part about it, honestly. Yeah.
That's a coin that could kick your butt.
And it's a way better accolade than being Floyd Mayweather's next most hated person.
Exactly. I mean, like, you are literally on the euro coin. All right, Dan, question for you, sir. Major League Baseball came out with a new rule this week regarding that each team has to have what position added to their staff before the new season starts this coming year.
Ooh. Wow. Gonna need a hint on this one if I can get a hint.
No habla inglés.
Oh, that would be a translator.
That is correct, sir. Since the MLB is implementing this new rule, we here at What's the Score thought about doing the same thing because we don't want to offend anybody. So here is a clip of our opening segment from Game Master Scheibe, translated by our official What's the Score Spanish translator, Orlando Godinez.
Reportando desde the Sport Quotient, Sports Radio America, en Spreaker.com, estás escuchando a What's the Score, el Sports News Quiz. Soy tu maestro de juegos, Josh Scheibe, y aquí está su anfitrión en el BLC Studios en Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colbert.
Muchas gracias, Orlando. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Yeah, so we don't want to offend anybody. I know some people are like, what the heck?
Can we just get the guy who does the goal calls for
we thought about it,
Spanish
and
language?
It was bad, though, because I had to ask my Cuban translator friend to know, but he was in Korea, so it was kind of like a double, but it was a little weird. So, I mean, he's got a very good Telemundo voice, but
maybe for next week, that's something to think about.
I know, we'll have to work it in the budget or something.
I'm going to have to talk to him about dubbing in my voice for, my acting pursuits, because he actually sounds quite a bit like me. That was pretty close. That sounded good.
It might be
Spanish-speaking Josh.
Exactly, yeah. Like the Marshawn Lynch commercial where he doesn't say anything, but he is saying something the whole time, too. Yeah. I like it. Very nice.
This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz on Spreaker.com, Sports Radio America, and the Sports Quotient.
Hey everyone, I'm your host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz, Baxter Colburn, in case you forgot. I'm here in the studio audience chatting with a few different people as we are in a bit of a break here. I've got one of our contestants, Eric. Welcome, sir. How you doing? You having a good time so far?
Yeah, it's great to be back. Last week I was a panelist, and I like to compete this week, so I thought I'd be a contestant.
How have you been prepping so far for your game this week?
Watching the Janice catch maybe about 6 or 7 times. More than 6 or 7 times.
I can tell you right now that won't help you, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it. All right, we're going to keep moving on here. We're also here with Pam. How you doing, Pam?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good. So is this your first time in the studio audience?
This is my first time. I'm here for moral support, my husband, Dan. So.
Very nice. Are you nervous for him, how he's doing so far? Do you have any words of advice to give Dan on his performance so far?
He's got this under control. He's doing a great job. So.
Do you feel like you could do a better job than what he's doing?
No. I don't know that much about sports.
Appreciate your honesty. Thank you. All right, moving on. Oh, hello. Hey, how are you doing, Sarah? Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Grant.
Oh, Grant. Hi, Vax. You have a great name. I feel like you could do like a sports show or something. You've got a great voice, great name, everything. So you're here to play one of our games tonight, Grant. How do you feel knowing that your challenger is Eric?
A looking at them, I'm a little intimidated, but how I've been preparing, I ran a couple marathons. I'm eating straight protein, just adrenaline straight to the veins. I'm fine.
Straight injections right into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
How does your wife feel about that?
She doesn't know, so don't tell her.
Fair enough. All right, moving on. Our last quick little bit here. We're here with, what's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike, welcome. Are you having a good time so far?
Having a great time.
What is one thing that you've seen happen in the show so far that you think would be done better by animals?
Nothing. Not much.
Do you have a spirit animal?
Yes, I do.
Which is?
Cat.
A specific kind of cat?
Cat.
A liger?
Maybe a liger. Half liger.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Mitch Vomhof, Connor Christensen, and Dan Pfeifer. And here again is your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. In just a minute, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. But first panel, here are a few more questions about things that happened in this week in the sports world.
Dan, you're up first. A rumor came out this week that the Oakland Raiders might look to relocate to what Texas city in the near future?
This would be a city near Austin, near a number of other places, and it would be a place where my sister lives, San Antonio,
That is
Texas.
correct, yes.
Oh.
If you name off enough Texas cities, you'll get there eventually. Yes, it is being rumored, although the city is known for their dynasty in basketball. Why not bring in an NFL team? Honestly, I mean, rumor has it, though, that the Raiders actually have already purchased land for the new stadium site, so keep an eye on that one. Mitch, question for you, sir. Jack Harrison was picked first overall this week in the MLS draft, but what happened shortly after he was selected?
I do not know.
Would you like a hint?
I would like a hint.
He had to file for change of address forms.
He was traded.
Yes, he was. Yes, that is correct. Talk about an identity crisis. My goodness. 1 minute.
Ask me anything about soccer.
Yes. Name the best player in the world.
Lionel Messi.
Oh, let's see. That's more of an opinion question than anything. So there you go. No,
he's like one of the three names I know. So
there you go. That's all you need. No, yeah, it was. He was drafted by Chicago, and then about 6 picks later, he was traded to New York City FC.
Rough.
So one day he's packing there, but it's kind of an upgrade. He grew up in the New York area, Manhattan as well, so it kind of worked out for him in the long run.
All right, Connor, another Rams question.
What is with all the Rams? Did you do the questions this week?
Don't look at me. After the Rams announced their move back to L.A., what NFL team started campaigning to get the distraught St. Louis fans?
He's looking into your soul for the answer.
Sheer terror.
He's squinting. He's like, I see the answer on the screen behind you, but I can't read it.
Oh, what is it? I'm going to need a hint, I think.
You're going to need a little bit of luck for that one.
So the... Are you looking for a city or are you looking
for a team?
Colts?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah.
Talk about the phrase too soon, because the Colts social media team was very anxious to get this message out as soon as the Rams announced that they were moving to Los Angeles. Ironically enough, though, of all the team owners that voted to keep the Rams in St. Louis, the Colts were not one of them. So it was kind of an iffy move there by the PR team for the Colts.
That's the kind of thing, if I were a Rams fan, when I would see it, I would say, I wonder how much Chiefs tickets are.
I'd say you're in the same state, but either way, though, the Colts, what are you going to do, honestly? All right, Dan, last question coming for you, sir.
Dan, the NFL Network showed a special broadcast of which Super Bowl this week?
That would be the very first Super Bowl one.
That is correct, sir. Do you know who won that Super Bowl?
That would be the Green Bay Packers over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nicely done. Yes. Unfortunately, though, the NFL Network kind of dropped the ball on this one. They did have the original broadcast, but it was more so all the analysts back in the studio talking about how great it was and how the popular music, and they really could have done a much better job with it. I think we need to petition to have you, Dan, do the broadcast next time.
I'll have to do it in old-timey radio voice.
I feel like you could do it.
Well, sorry, Josh, didn't mean to step on you.
All right, nicely done, gentlemen. All right, here we are. We're good. Everybody, any questions, follow-up thoughts, prayer requests?
I'm just still looking for my chance to say Scheibe to Dibby to our
Well,
game.
there you go. There's your
There
chance.
it is. You said it. Now we can go to a break.
All
All
right.
Thank you.
Our final contestant game is just on the other side of the break as we put our two contestants head to head. This is What's the Score? The sports news quiz on Spreaker.com, Sports Radio America, and the Sports Quotient.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a moment to let all of you know that if you enjoy listening to What's the Score, you can find us on thesportsquotient.com. Go and check out thesportsquotient.com. Check out and see how you stack up against the rest of the sports world by taking one of their S quizzes. You can also check out the Fantasy Guru section, and for those of you stat geeks out there, they've got plenty of things for you. Plus, check out all the other great content that they have on their podcast section, like this very show right here, What's the Score? Attention all sports radio fans, yes, I'm talking to you. Go and check out the official sponsor of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. That would be Sports Radio America. If you enjoy all kinds of great sports talk, go and check it out today. You can listen to the BG Sports Show, Sunday Gridiron, Pros in the Paint, Major League Diamond, the College Credit Hour, 2 Up Front. Oh, and What's the Score of the Sports News Quiz? You're not going to want to forget about that. And for those of you that love ABA basketball, listen to their ABA on SRA Game of the Week right here on SportsRadioAmerica.com. And now, back to more What's the Score craziness.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for listening. This is What's the Score? The sports news quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Mitch Vomhof, Dan Pfeifer, and Connor Christensen. And here again is your host at the BOC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. We've had a great show so far. Remember, if you would like to come and play our games on air, why not drop us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com or click on the links on the top of our social media pages.
You know, over the past 2 weeks, we have all seen and heard about coaches getting hired and fired in the NFL. Well, today we're going to put two contestants to the challenge to see if they've been able to follow all the madness better than we have here at What's the Score.
Playing our head-to-head coach battle is Eric Condia and Grant Coppersmith. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Glad to be here.
Nice being here.
So the whole head-to-head bit is a little interesting because Eric is almost a full foot taller than you. Is that what we decided?
Yeah.
So for
He's
those that
6'8",
don't know,
I'm
for the
5'8".
radio audience, you're 5'8", Grant,
Yes.
and Eric is 6'8". So you could cover him, couldn't you, if you had to play basketball, or you'd be like that
I
Cam
totally
Chancellor
got him.
across the middle. Just go for the knees.
Yeah, his jump shot would be 10 rows deep into the seats.
This isn't so much head-to-head as it is head-to-chest.
Exactly. So, I mean, if Eric wants to get in like a three-point stance, we can maybe go that way. All right. Well, gentlemen, you're going to be playing our head-to-head coach battle game. In this game, Grant and Eric, you will be given 3 questions each about an NFL head coach who was recently given a new head coaching job over the past week. Each question will be multiple choice, so don't freak out too badly. If you do get a question wrong, your opponent can steal the question, though, so keep that in mind. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game will win our prize. Connor, as a pinup girl, no, that's not it. You will win a What's the Score t-shirt. Whoa. Are you ready to play?
I want that Connor pinup.
Is that a limited edition signed
non-negotiable
in a Viking swimsuit? Yeah.
Is that why you had us pose for those photographs earlier?
Yes, that was the whole green screen bit. We crop it out, put you on a beach. It's beautiful.
I've got to go.
You told me no one would see those.
Or you can talk to our legal department. All right, gentlemen, are we ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Grant, you will be going first. Who was hired as the new Philadelphia Eagles head coach this week? Was it A, Tom Coughlin, B, Doug Peterson, or C, John Gruden?
Was it Tom Coughlin?
That is incorrect. So, Eric, do you like the 2 remaining answers, or do you know who it is?
Yeah, can you give me the 2 remaining answers? Because I have an inkling.
You have an inkling? Okay, yes. Your 2 answers are Doug Peterson and John Gruden.
I want to say John Gruden.
That is incorrect, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Now, Doug Peterson, any former Packer fans back in the day remember Doug Peterson as Brett Favre's backup quarterback? Come on. He was a Chiefs offensive coordinator as well. And now, since his season ended yesterday, he now can move on to bigger and brighter things, if that's what you want to call Philadelphia. All right, here is your next question. Since both of you got it wrong, now we go to Eric. All right, are you ready, sir?
Yep.
All right. Who was hired as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach? Was it A, Dirk Cody, B, Chip Kelly, or C, Mike Shanahan?
Ooh. Can I go to the panel?
You can go to the
All
panel.
right,
You can go to the panel
panel.
once, though. Remember, they can't give you the direct answer,
Oh,
but
right.
they can do something to point you in the general direction of it. Maybe insinuate who it's not, or maybe rhyme with the name or something. Get creative. That's why you're on the panel. You're smart people. So who would you like to talk? Who would you like to ask, Eric?
I'm going to go with
Dan?
Dan.
Okay,
Dan.
you're pointing at him. And
yeah.
he's a little silly looking, but we don't condone pointing on the show.
No, he just looks very smart.
He does. So, Dan, can you assist our friend Eric?
I don't know if looking smart is a compliment or not, but what I would say is go with the least well-known name of the three, and I hope that helps you out.
Okay.
Least well
Can
known
I have
to
a-
Dan, or least well known to the rest of the sports world?
Can I have you repeat those three?
Yes, the three are Dirk Coder, Chip Kelly, and Mike Shanahan.
I'm going to go with Dirk Coder.
That is correct. Well done.
Hey. I knew he was smart. He's got like the grin.
He does. He's got the convincing grin. He's got a face for radio, as we say here. All right, Grant, you're only down one. Plenty of time.
Oh, I got it.
Miles
I got
to go.
it.
Miles
I'm
to
ready.
go. All right. Who, sir, was hired as the New York Giants head coach this week? Was it A, Bill O'Brien, B, Wade Phillips, or C, Ben McAdoo?
I'm going to go to Connor for help on this one.
Using your panel help already.
Wow,
Yeah.
I know the right
Risky.
answer. Now how to give it to you in a way that won't just give you the answer.
That's always
Like I said, you can rhyme, it rhymes with, if you want to, or if you are super creative, you can do what you got to do.
This might be a terrible hint, but his last name has the same letters as a very famous computer type of computer.
All right. Okay. Can I get the answers one more time?
Yes, that would be A, Bill O'Brien, B, Wade Phillips, or C, Ben McAdoo.
I'm going to go with Ben McAdoo.
That is correct.
All right.
Well done. All right, 1-1, 3 questions remaining. It's coming down to the dire moments here. Eric?
I was going to say, that could be like a special type of apple, too. Oh, he's like a McAdoo apple.
There we go. All right.
For the future, you should ask your opponent for hints.
What does it rhyme? All right, here we go. Eric, are you ready? Who was hired as the Cleveland Browns head coach this week? Was it A, Hugh Jackman, B, Hugh Jackson, or C, Hugh Hefner?
I'm going to go with the answer for B.
That's
'cause
correct,
I know the other two.
Well done. Yes, that is correct. Nicely done.
All right.
All right, Grant, you can tie here.
Okay, I got
Pressure's
it. I got it.
All eyes are on you, sir. All right. Who was hired as the Miami Dolphins head coach this week? Was it A, Dick LeBeau, B, Mike Holmgren, or C, Adam Gase? You've already used your panel help.
I'm going to go with A. Dick LeBeau.
That is not correct. Eric, do you know?
Can you repeat the answer choices again?
So your remaining answers are Mike Holmgren or Adam Gase.
And the question was...
Who was the new Miami Dolphins head coach?
What was the second choice again?
Mike Holmgren and Adam
Definitely
Gase.
not Mike Holmgren. So the one that you just said, which is?
That is letter C is what we're
C?
looking for. Yes, that
All
was a little painful, but we got there.
right.
Yes, Adam Gase. Well done. All right. So Grant, he's already kind of wrapped it up and started the wagon, start the buses, all that jazz.
Ooh.
But we'll still ask you the last question, see if you can get a little bit of, make it a closer game. The scoreline lies sometimes with how close it was. Who was hired as the San Francisco 49ers head coach this week? Was it A, Mike McCoy, B, Chip Kelly, or C, Jim Mora Jr.?
That would be Chip Kelly.
That is correct, sir. Well done. Game Master Scheibe, how did our contestants do?
It was a close game. Grant had 2 points, but Eric got 3. That means he's the winner.
Well done, Eric. Nicely done. Gentlemen, any parting thoughts? Grant, how would you rate your performance today?
I know I did come up a little bit short. I guess I just need to be hitting the news lines a little bit more with coaches. I was too busy weeping over the Packers game last night. So
I understand.
That's where my studying came a little bit short.
Hey, now you know for next season. You'll get him next year, man. You got it. All right.
Always.
Eric, you are our champion. Congratulations, sir. How do you want a special message to the fans back home?
No, but I was always thinking of a pun that you just kept saying.
Which pun is that?
He kept coming up short.
Okay. With that, Josh Scheibe, take us to a break, sir.
All right, the time for our Panelist Showdown is nearly upon us. Stay tuned for our battle to see which panelist knows the most about the sports world. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz on Spreaker.com, Sports Radio America, and the Sports Quotient. Hi, everyone. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe.
And I'm your host, Baxter Colburn.
Hey, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why don't you go to our Patreon account?
We'd be very grateful if you donate to the show. That's how people like Josh and I stay employed, or pretend to be employed at least. Thank you so much for listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. And now, back to more sports trivia action.
I hope my check's in the mail. Everyone, and thanks for coming back. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Connor Christensen, Dan Pfeifer, and Mitch Vomhof. And here again is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. All right, Josh, it is time for my favorite part of the show, the Name 5 Panelist Showdown, but I do need to apologize because you were laughing at me trying to do your opening line because I had a mug over my mouth and we were going to do it like this, but we decided against it, so I was trying to mix it up a little bit, get the people at home something to tune in for.
Yeah, well, next time. Anyway.
The classic mug over the face bit.
It is.
It plays so well on the radio.
I know, people love it. People love it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, for our showdown, our panelists will be given 4 topics, and they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Scheibe, can you give us the scores, please?
Connor has 2 points, Mitch also has 2, and Dan has 4.
Oh, my. Wow, well done, Dan. Rocking it already. All right, Connor and Mitch, rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
It was rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
One more time. Here we go. Okay, I will say rock, paper, scissors. Okay,
I've
ready?
always,
Here we go.
Sorry, I must have grew up in a family.
It's riveting for the listening
Rock,
audience.
paper, scissors, shoot. There we go. Mitch won. Mitch, you will go. Would you like to go first or would you like to defer to the second half?
I will go first.
Okay, so Mitch, you will be going first. And the category for round number 1 on our randomizer is Name 5 Sports. 10 seconds on the clock.
5 sports.
5 sports. Are you ready?
Yes.
On your mark.
I believe I'm ready.
Get set, go.
We've got football, basketball, soccer, golf, and baseball.
That is correct. Well done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Audience? Yeah.
Anybody?
There we go.
Come on.
Studio audience
That
left.
was such a display
impressive.
of sports knowledge.
Well
and you're
done.
not
All
even-
right. Connor, you're up next, sir. Are you ready?
Yep.
So remember, you cannot repeat.
I got it.
Get set, go.
Hockey, curling, golf, track. So
Mitch said golf.
he did.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Sprinting, long distance running. Those are 2 separate sports, right?
I believe that is correct. Yes. Did he get all of them? I believe he got 5.
He
Yes,
got
he got
5.
5. All right, there we go. Nicely done. All right, Dan, they've leveled out most of the good sports, so I think they still left a few good, decent-ish sports. Yeah. All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Cross-country skiing, horse racing, badminton, volleyball, and rowing.
Yeah, nicely done. Got them all. Got them all. All right, since Mitch started, we will go to Connor next, sir. All right, starting off the next round, your category will be Name 5... Oh, God. Tennis players. I'm so sorry.
You're kidding, right?
That's what it says. It randomizes. I have no control over it. Connor, name 5 tennis players. 10 seconds on the clock. Male, female, past, or present.
Oh, okay.
On your mark. Get set. go.
Well, there's Serena Williams, and then there's the other Williams, and then that counts.
That
right?
counts.
And then some guys. I don't.
Time's up. So we got 2.
I don't know tennis.
You got 2. All right, Dan, are you ready, sir? 10
I am ready.
seconds on the clock. So the Williams sisters are off the board, just so we all know. On your mark, get set, go, Dan.
Anna Kournikova, John Isner, Jimmy Connors, Yvonne Lendl, and Novak Djokovic.
You got it. Yes, nicely done. Snuck it in there. All right, Mitch, are you ready?
Probably.
Why not? See what happens. Ready? On your mark, get set, go.
I've got Andre Agassi. I've got Roger Federer. I've got Maria Sharapova. I got no other tennis players.
WLC tennis players? No, time's up.
I don't know. Look, man, I've been out of that place for a long time.
Fair enough. Sounds like a jail. Like, look, man, never take me back.
Man, they busted me out a long time ago.
Man, oh man.
Don't have the pepper steak.
Exactly. All right, Dan, you will be getting our third round underway with our category of Name 5 Division I schools. Division I schools, all right? On your mark, get set, go.
Marquette University, University of Wisconsin Green Bay, University of Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin Milwaukee, and DePaul University.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Zip through. That's D1 speed right there. Connor, are you ready, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. On your mark, get set, go.
Minnesota Gophers, Florida State, Michigan State, and LSU.
That's 5. That's 5.
I could keep going, man.
I know. I was like, literally walk through the U.S. All right. Mitch, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
On your mark, get set, go.
We've got USC, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, and SMU.
There you go. You got 5. Nicely done.
Pony Express even. I like
Yeah. I watched the 30 for 30 the other day. It's pretty good.
Game Master Scheibe, as we go into our final round, what are we looking at for some scores?
Connor has 14 points, Mitch has 15, and Dan is in the lead with 19.
Oh, man. All right, Connor. Well, you will go first because you were in last place. We will go Connor, Mitch, Dan, respectively. So, Connor, barring some dramatic collapse of a Blair Walsh caliber from Dan and Mitch, you have an opportunity to win, sir.
Thanks.
Got to keep rubbing that in.
Thanks. Someone's got to.
It's
All right.
old.
I apologize for the tennis player thing. It's why we do it randomized. It's why we randomize it.
You really don't want me to be champ anymore.
It leaves it to chance. I don't know what you want from me. Here we go. So the final round will be naming 5 sports movies. Now, to clarify, you cannot go through series like Mighty Ducks 1 through 100.
Can I still say the series, though? Can I say a
Not
series?
Because I use that as an example. No.
Well, not that one, but can I
You
use
can
a different
say
series?
one of them, yes.
Okay.
So if there's a specific movie series, yes, but you can't go, 1 through 1,000. Okay?
Okay.
10 seconds, Connor. Are you ready?
Yes.
Get set, go.
Rocky, Raging Bull, Invincible, Unbroken, Blindside.
There you go. We got 5. Nicely done. So correct me if I'm wrong, Game Master Scheibe. Mitch is 1 behind?
Mitch is 4 behind.
4 behind. So
Oh, man.
Really?
So
Mitch has 15, Dan has
Oh,
19.
okay, math. I went to private school. All right. Mitch, are you ready, sir? 5 sports movies.
Yep.
On your mark, get set, go.
We've got Rudy. We've got He Got Game. Hoop Dreams. Space Jam. Oh, no.
He lost it. All right, so he got 4, so he tied.
He did.
All right.
All of
Now-
our panelists are tied at 19.
Oh,
cut
so it
Dan's
is
mic.
all up to Dan.
Cut
Yeah,
Dan's
somebody
Unless
mute
Dan
him.
loses,
Dan's
he
mic.
has nothing here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Dan, 10 seconds on the. You could literally take
we already named all the
9.5
sports
seconds
movies,
to name
so-
one movie. That's all you got to do.
That wouldn't make for very good radio.
It would. You're right, Dan. All right. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
On your mark, get set, and go.
Hoosiers, Major League, Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, and Slapshot.
There you go. A little hockey action there to close it
Come
out.
on, man,
Nicely
you don't have to
done.
dunk on us here.
Seriously.
He dunked from half
Jeez.
court. He
It's
pulled
the
up from
only
half.
time I will ever even think about dunking at 5 cents.
Game Master Scheibe, how did our panelists do on our Name 5 Showdown?
Mitch and Connor tied at 19, but Dan was the winner with 24 points.
All right. Nicely done, Dan. Congratulations, sir. Do you have a few words to speak to the lovely audience here for your winning title?
I am surprised at how well I did. I definitely feel pretty good about it. But, yeah, great competition. Definitely great stuff from the other two guys. And, yeah, it was a fun time and definitely a good show. I'll go back and listen to myself win again a few times. That'll feel good.
Oh, man.
I love it. All right, Connor, Mitch, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this week. Game Master Scheibe, sir, always a pleasure. What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Thank you to all of our contestants and the studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our panelists this week have been Dan Pfeifer, Mitch Vomhof, and Connor Christensen. Our social media producer is Erica Hill, and our social media staff is Emily Heffler. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our executive director is Liz Colburn. Our show producer is Kurt Colburn. And our executive producer is Corey Plath.
I've been your Game Master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you all again next time on What's the Score? Hey everyone, I am the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
And I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe.
Welcome to the post-game interviews. We are here after a rousing What's the Score edition, joined by Captain Jack the Cat, the official mascot of What's the Score. Now, he doesn't have a microphone on him, but we are joined by Connor Christensen, Mitch Vomhof, and Dan Pfeifer. Gentlemen, not a bad showing. Connor, we'll start with you first, sir. You didn't repeat as champion.
No,
you were our
no.
first ever edition of What's the Score winner.
Yeah.
Took a few weeks off, lived the high life.
I did.
And you
I
couldn't
did.
live up to the hype this week. What
No,
happened?
it's well, I have to say that the officiating was just terrible, and that tennis question just derailed all of my
I have
mojo.
no control over that. I'm so sorry,
well,
sir.
I mean,
How are you going to prepare next time?
next time I'm just going to Google random sports and
Like
go
just
from
the
there.
words random sports?
Yep, that's it. That's what I'm
Okay.
gonna
Fair
do.
enough.
All right.
That's what I'm
Whatever you
gonna
got to do, man.
Yep.
All right, Mitch, if there's one thing about our host, Baxter Colburn, that you could... if there's one thing that you could emulate from Baxter, what would that be?
I think it would have to be his smooth radio voice.
Oh, thank you. This is NPR.
Hi, around.
Now, Mitch, I'm curious,
Yes.
too. You are a writer for Basketball.
I am, in fact.
If you
the
could
premier ESPN
use
Bucks
3
blog.
words to describe the Buck season so far. 3 words that are good for radio.
Oh, no, I have to change all 3 of my words now. Underwhelming, sad, and sad again.
That's fine. Sad with like 3 A's and 4 D's.
Yeah, with like 3
Sad.
D's and a smiley sad or
Like a
frowny
sad
face.
emoji, like,
yeah,
Something like that.
One of the sad.
Fair
emojis
enough. Did you enjoy
otherwise.
your experience on the first time on the panel, Mitch?
Yeah, it was a great time. Just chatting it up with some real sports nuts. And good.
There's one thing you could change about your performance this week. What would you do?
I mean, I would also like raise a formal complaint about that tennis question. Otherwise, I would just
Talk to our
maybe
legal
pay.
team.
I would maybe. I'd maybe pay attention to more sports during the week.
That's
'Cause it was a real rough week for that.
possibility. Yeah, it really was. There was a lot of things.
And also, you didn't ask me a single basketball question, man.
I don't write.
It's the one thing I know about this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That's just how the
It's
cookie
all right. It's all
crumbled
right.
this week.
Next time.
All right, Dan, our champion this week. Congratulations, sir. We're very happy for you that you your first time on the panel. The studio audience loves you. What preparation did you put into coming on the panel this week, sir?
I listen to a lot of the Dan Patrick Show on the Big 920 WOKY, and obviously you can hear it around the country too. Not to pull a plug for the station that I work for or anything, but try to do some reading on some topics that I'm not as fresh on. Unlike the gentleman sitting to my right here, I'm not as big of an NBA fan. I'm more of a college basketball guy, big NFL fan like everyone else is. But the categories just fell right for me this week. And even the tennis one, I sometimes, if I want to skip a workout, I have a PlayStation 3 game that is a tennis game. And so I know tennis players from that. So that probably was what gave me the victory.
Hey, that's at the end of the day, you got the W. It's looking good. You're moving on. You're on to Cleveland or you're on to Kansas City or wherever the heck you're off to. Now, the one question we always ask, and I've got my one question I always ask. Josh Scheibe has his own question that he asks as well. My one question that I always ask each of our panelists is, who is your favorite backyard sports character? The original cast, none of the pros or any of that jazz. So Connor, we'll start with you.
Pablo Sanchez.
Pablo Sanchez.
There's no one else.
If you had to pick someone besides Pablo,
Nope.
Okay, Mitch.
No. Connor's correct. Pablo is the only answer.
Pablo is Bay.
Pablo is Bay.
Oh, no.
And I'm also coming to the sad realization that I don't remember any other backyard sports characters.
Really? Wow.
This is a huge bummer for me.
Apparently, Dan.
Pablo Sanchez may be the greatest fictional athlete of all time.
I would probably agree with that. I think that is true. We should get Pablo on the show.
And
he's probably so.
And not only that, he pretends to not know English, but he actually does.
That's true. There's like a cheat code you can like input, and he like suddenly is like, "Oh, hello, my name is Pablo." It's like, what the heck, Pablo?
Yeah, for the sake of another answer, I guess I could say Pete Wheeler as well.
See, we had that last week too. It was a lot of Pablo
backyard
Sanchez,
football,
Pete
send him
Wheeler
down the sideline.
Yeah. We got Dante Robinson. We actually got Tony Del Vecchio last week as well.
Okay,
I was like, really?
That's a deep cut.
It was. He's like,
like
he's smooth,
it.
man. Fair enough. Game Master Scheibe, your question for the panel this week, sir.
All right. What was going through your head, Connor, or anybody else, during that last round, the very last round of your Name 5?
Well,
anything at all?
Yeah, I can't.
Not a darn thing.
Clearly,
that was
based on your loss.
No, during that last round of Name 5, you said the movie thing, and that's my go-to. That's my stand. I'm really good with the movies because I'm a huge movie buff, so I was really excited about it, and I was hoping that everybody else was not really ready for the movies. But I can't say that because sportsmanship and all that.
Of course.
But I was just very excited to have gotten the movies. As
Absolutely.
My last one.
Mitch?
I mostly just spent about 3/4 of that segment kind of sitting here hunched over thinking, please not tennis, please not tennis, please not tennis. Come on.
Yeah, our randomizer is not very forgiving, unfortunately.
For me, it was pretty much just listening to the other two gentlemen's answers and making sure I didn't repeat them. And the one that I wanted to make sure I got out.
Strategy.
Yeah, kind of had to, especially since I knew I only needed to get one answer there. But also the other thing, I wanted to get out Hoosiers. Probably that and The Natural very close to being tied for being my favorite sports movie of all time.
Fair enough. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Once again, thank you for coming out and doing everything that you did on What's the Score this weekend. I'm Baxter Colburn.
I'm Josh Scheibe.
You've been listening to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you all again next week on What's the Score.